offline. Here we go. There we go. Welcome, everybody, to the Monday night live stream. Hope you're on a good weekend. As always, we'll give it a minute or two for people to mosey on in, turn off the football game, and come here, which about 1,000 times better than anything on the NFL. So, yeah. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. In that order. Have fun at work. Have fun at work. Been looking forward to this. The best Monday night show of them all. Davo, I agree. I guess. I agree. So we got a few things to talk about once people get here. Obviously, new mic. Pretty happy about that. Pretty excited. Linda, hello. Turn the game off. Yeah, I don't even know who's playing, but I can tell you it sucks. Let me look. Who's playing tonight? Cardinals and 49ers? Couple of losers. Definitely should be here over the game. Wow, look at that. Episto McMasteri, the Episto D24. D24. Ooh. Best life fish? Life fish. So when am I going to get a reef tank, huh? Probably not for a very, very, very long time. I've had a saltwater tank. I don't know that you would call it a reef tank. I just had pulsing xenia, which is my favorite coral. I don't know. Is it a coral? I don't know. Or is it a pest? Is it a weed? A lot of people like to call it a weed. I like it. And then I had some of that green thing in there, green star polyp, I think, and that was it. A couple crabs, a couple small fish, and it was fun. I think I'll do it again at some point, but right now I am focused on a different area of the hobby. Yeah, I saw that, and I was like trying to move it, and then I saw it on the screen. I'm like, that's not a good look. Like that's a possible Photoshop job there. So still haven't changed water yet. Maybe during this live I'll get it done. Keyword is maybe. Best life fish. It's true. Best life fish. Oh, I can't even edit it. Ugh. Okay. For the best live fish, buy from Dan's Fish. Speaking of which, y'all killed it with them trout goodieads last week. Holy smokes. We sold, I think, like 80 trout goodieads. He listed some more. Those sold out lickety split. That was insane. Super excited about that. So thank you very much. And, it's we both win because you're going to get trout goodieads, which are awesome. And I sold out like 80 of his fish. So there you go. Pretty happy about that. We will talk about this week's fish of the week in a minute. Pretty cool little fish, I think. And not too terribly expensive, so you can get a school of them, which you should do. You know what? Let's just jump right into it. If people are late, that's their fault. I start late, so you already get like a couple minute buffer from me starting late. We have some more that have to grow out. They're about half an inch right now, so get on there. Say do that email when back in stock. Is it Congo spotted puffers? Yes, it is. They're kind of small and like to be in groups. It's true. If I could sell 80 Congo puffers, that would be amazing. Tempedon says, I just finished my Turtle Island. I think little Tommy is going to love it. Rainbow fry hangout in the shallows of his island. Easy food for him. Aw. That's kind of sad. Scotty, what's going on? Good to see you. All right, fish of the week. It is another loach. I do love loaches, so I think we've seen a loach a time or two on here. The hovering zebra loach. Hovering zebra loach. Pretty awesome little fish if you ask me, and they only get about 1.5 inches, I believe. Like 3.5 centimeters ish, 1.5 ish. From Vietnam. That's sometimes called the Vietnam multi-banded zebra loach, or the hovering zebra loach. And so what do we got? We got about 1.5 inches. Small foods, obviously. In the wild, they do feed off live foods. So they're not herbivores. But they will take pellets and crushed flakes and things like that. Pretty easy fish to feed. Nothing too difficult there. They do like soft water pH 6.0 to 7.0, and even a little higher, like 7.5 if you have to. They do like heated tanks though, so upper 70s, lower 80s will be good for them. Like I said, they are a schooling fish, so you definitely want at least bare minimum. I would say 6, but realistically, like 3 would be like the absolute bare minimum. But I think you can fit 7 in a small box, so get 7. I could be wrong, but I think the small box, at least the small box, got me 7 Corys. So get yourself 7, throw them in a small box, use that link, get 10% off if it's your first time. If it's not your first time, too bad. So sad. There it is. The hovering. Oh, I guess I can maybe show some different pictures. Oh, yeah, there. Eating that Massivore Delight. Look how easy they are to feed, right? And it's also they're loach, so they have great personalities, like all loaches. Except for clown loaches. They're kind of boring. You know, they sleep a lot. Snail eater, I do not believe so. I don't think the unanimous are snail eaters, but I could be wrong. I would not get these to fix your snail problem. One, they're only 1.5 inches. They can only eat so many snails, right? They're not that big. I would definitely go like zebra. Yeah, like the zebra loach would be a good one for snails. Or I think the smallest, one of the smaller ones, like a dwarf chain loach, which I think he has right here. A little bit more expensive, but this is an amazing loach right here. Actually, there's actually like 3, although there's only 4 of the banded loaches. But all 3, I don't know, can you guys even see that? Yeah, okay. All 3 of these little loaches right here, they're all like nano loaches. You know, I would consider, as far as loaches go, the green lizard's probably pretty small too. But these first 3 are definitely nano loaches, I would say. The Union loach here, another cool one. Only 15 of them, so you better buy all 15 if you get them. Honestly, if you're gonna pay for shipping, you might as well get like 100. Make it worth your while. The more fish you buy, the less shipping will cost per fish. It's just math, people. So buy 100, and you're basically getting free shipping at that point. Buy 100 fish, you're paying like 6 cents a fish to ship. I mean, it doesn't get much cheaper than that. My math's probably way wrong there, but whatever. But there you go. A couple of sweet loaches on the website today. Nancy B in Tennessee, hello. Hello. Regina, hello. Carmos Creation. I dropped a snail into the dwarf chain loach on Saturday to test, and they ate it up. Yep. A lot of wholesale, I won't say a lot, but there are some wholesalers out there that keep, I don't approve of this, they keep 1 dwarf chain loach in every tank just for snails. Which always makes me feel bad because they're really social fish. I don't know of any loaches that like to be by themselves. So they should definitely be in groups. Why are loaches called loaches? That's a good question. I have no idea. I see so many loach, but the majority look nothing like each other. I would say a lot of them look like loaches. Their body shapes might be different, but when it comes to their mouth and their little tentacles, their little mustaches, if you will. I guess the better question would be what describes a loach, right? Banded loaches will devour anything and everything. They were contaminants with the horseface loaches, and those 4 were outcompeting 200 horseface loaches. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say horseface loaches are the most, active loach. They love to heart. They barbles. That's what barbles. Couldn't think of the word. Barbles. I moved my Bosemani Rainbow to another tank, and now I have babies in the old tank. Any suggestions to keep them alive? Well, it's probably too late for live foods, unless you have like a local club or local fish store, something that sells like micro worms or baby brine shrimp. Some fish stores do. Your best bet, honestly, if you have Rapashi, is probably just throw Rapashi in there, or just grind up whatever food you have to the smallest you can make it. I've heard and seen from PetSmart employees that common goldfish eat pest snails. True or false? So I'm not a big goldfish person, but I don't think it would behoove goldfish to eat snails. They already choke on gravel. So I would imagine they would choke on snails too. But I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they're like garbage disposals. They'll eat anything, even if it kills them. Keeping fish simple does the egg yolk thing for baby rainbows, and it seems to work well. Yeah, I always forget about the egg yolk. You can hard boil up some eggs and throw it in there. I always forget about that. Keeping fish simple. I feel like it should be simple fish keeping. Keeping fish simple. Simple fish keeping. I don't know. I'm terrible with names. What do I know? How territorial do loaches get? I have 3 yo-yo loaches in a 55-gallon, but I want to add some coolie loaches. I think in a 55-gallon you'd be just fine. Plus the coolie loaches are going to burrow, which your yo-yo loaches probably won't. It also going to depend on your hardscape. So the more line of sight breaks, the more caves, things like that, the better it would be, and the better your odds would be. If it fits, it sits or eats. Nisi, what's going on? It is great to see you. I understand my question is Nietzsche, but any blackwater nano species. So like species that you could put in blackwater or that are found in blackwater. I mean, lots of rasboras are blackwater. So a lot of the most colorful fish are in blackwater. Yeah, I mean, I would go rasboras myself. Keep fish keeping fish. A wild Nisi has been spotted. A wild Nisi. His channel is great. Oh, for sure. For sure. I like the guy. I just feel like fish simple keeping fish simple, or simple fish keeping. Like, which one of those sounds the best? I have 24 hovering chain loaches I got from my LFS. They are super cool, and they even breed in my 125. They like being in a group. Plan on breeding more to add to my other tanks. Yeah, we need more loach breeders for sure. I think one of my original plans for the new fish room was to breed loaches, and I kind of went away from that, and now I'm really into Corydoras. So maybe after my Corydoras, I'll go loaches, because there's just not a lot of people breeding loaches. There is in like Europe, but I don't really know of like a lot of loach people in the States. I was asking because I have some. You already have rasboras. All right. Oh, I guess it was a good answer then, huh? Honestly, just get some loaches. Get some of the nano. Get rosy loaches would be a really good one if you could find rosy loaches. I think those would be awesome. They have the color for the blackwater, so you'd still be able to see them. The males, anyways. You could also do like Aspidoris or any of the dwarf Corys. Oh no, that's a bummer. Kiddo number 2 had mono last week. Sick as a stink. Wait. Sick as stink. Sick as stink. I've never heard that before. So far, it's a senior tradition in our house. Sick as stink. I don't know. I've been pretty stinky sometimes, and I've never been sick. Steenfott Aquatics or aquatic Steenfotts. Well, you know, I kind of like aquatic Steenfotts. If I had to do it over again, I would have never named my channel this, though. When I first started YouTube, and I named it Steenfott Aquatics, Cory was like, "You need to change it to something else. Trust me." And I was like, "No, I want it to be my name. It's got to be my name. It's my legacy." And now I'm like, ugh. I mean, it's not even my real last name, which is nice, but it's pretty close. Westpot has rosy loaches, probably number 1 on my buy list after New Year. I love rosy loaches. I actually found some in my 125 the other day. I thought I got rid of them all. I thought I gave them all to Danny, but nope. Still had a couple. Simple mics. Yeah, I'm not used to it. Like, I haven't had a mic in my face for a while, and also, like, this stand, it can't hold the mic. Like, it tries to, but it slowly moves down over time. And then I hit it a lot with my fat gut since I'm slouching, so I always have to move it. In my new fish room, what am I doing for water change system? Continuous water change, sump, or none of the above, Adam? It will be manual water changes. I might do drains, but I doubt it because I'm going to be doing a lot of 10-gallon tanks, and I don't want to have to buy... So let's say I have like 10-gallon tanks. I don't want to have to buy 20 to drill them because half of them are going to break when I drill them. So I'm not really sure. Oh man. My name is my name. So it'll be manual. But it's really easy. For me, like, draining is really easy. Filling is the hard part because I don't have an easy source for water. The summer was really nice because I can just put the hose in there and the water is warm just coming out of the hose. The winter is a little bit more difficult. I also have a frog in my fish room. I don't know if you can hear it, but he's been in there for weeks. I don't know what it's eating. There's no, like, bugs or anything crawling around in there, but it's been in there for like 2 to 3 weeks. Fly down out to drill them. Yeah, but you can drill 40 breeders. You can't drill 10-gallon tanks. Well, I mean, you can, and chances are they're probably not going to break. But I feel like I don't even know you now. I have 2 last names, not hyphenated. I use, you know, when one gets in too much debt, I just transfer the debt over to the other one. And, you know, move on. Maybe there are no bugs in there because of the frogs. It's loud. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but he is loud. And I feel bad because he's never going to find a mate in there. Like, there's no frogs out right now. But it's like 80 degrees and sunny in there as far as he knows. So he's out there trying to get some. But all his female counterparts are out burrowed and staying warm. They're not in there. That was pretty sad. Pretty sad. He has like 55 gallons that he drilled. No. And where are those now? I've been trying to breed several types of Corys, but all but a handful of fry survive after a few days. Any tips? SJ Fishing Adventures, ask me that again in like a month or two. Because I'm going hardcore into breeding Corydoras. I have 8 new species I'm getting this week in addition to the species that I've already gotten. And I've only ever like community bred Corydoras. So they spawn in a tank. Maybe 10% of the eggs survive. I've never really given it a go. So this will be a learning experience for me. I'm super excited to try it. The goal is to breed 24 species of Corydoras next year. That is the goal. So 2 species a month. We'll see how it goes. But I think one of the main issues when it comes to the fry is the food. So obviously the first couple days you don't have to feed them at all. They're gonna just, you know, feed off their egg sac. But I think the type of food, like live food, is really important. The 5 gallons are at his house, and I'm trying not to bring them over to my house. We got some big C robustus you should breed. Yeah, so I'm starting off small, and by small I mean the species that aren't $50 a piece. So like all the species I'm working with are under $15 a piece. I don't have any expensive rare Corydoras. The plan is to like work my way up to that, right? So maybe I breed like tomorrow I'm getting some Venezuelans. Maybe I breed a bunch of those, sell them, and use that money to buy a little bit more expensive Corydoras. Somebody nerd raged at me because I said Corydora. I left out the S. They were like, I've never heard of a Corydora. What's that? Is that even a word? I've never heard of that fish. I was like, really? You gonna be one of those guys? I think I responded something like, what did I say? I don't remember. I trolled him back though. I'm excited for you, Bob. Corys are the best. I agree. Like, I've always loved Corys. I've never kept track of the ones I bred because, like I said, I've never done it to actually breed them. Like my plecos, I've bred those to actually breed them. Corydoras, not so much. So start big in price and size. I'm gonna start working on getting my gold lasers breeding again. Yeah, that's why I'm starting to collect them right now, because I know it's going to take a long time. A lot of Corys take like a year or a year and a half before they're sexually mature, and I'm not getting adults. So like I have a tank right here that I've got Corydoras Sahuluensis, the Corydoras CW123, and I have Asphodoras roachi in there. And it's just a holding tank for right now while I get the fish room done. And then tomorrow I'm getting the polka dot Cory. I can't pronounce the scientific name. I'm gonna pick up some polka dot Corys and some Venezuelan Corydoras from the co-op. I'll be there at 11, so if there's anyone who's local and is bored, wants to show up at 11, I'll be at the Aquarium co-op tomorrow at 11, buying my Corydoras. And then I ordered 6 species of Corydoras, which I gotta look up again. I ordered Melanistis, I don't know why I have a difficult time with this. Melanistis, Melani, Mate. It's because it's all M's, right? Punctatus, and I don't know how to say this one. I don't know. Rabauti. Booty. I don't know. And also Corydora's concolor, which I love. I love the concolor. That's one of my favorites. So the goal is to breed a bunch of them, sell them on the website. Maybe if I breed like 100, send Dan like 100 if he wants them. We'll see. Oh, I have Steenfott Aquatics. Steenfott Corydoras is 2 that I'm going to breed. But those have been breeding for me for years already. The Steenfatts, hey Paul, speaking of Steenfatts, the Steenfatts in the discus tank were glass surfing and laying eggs. The discus were right behind them eating caviar. Yeah, last week, Paul, on my live stream, I only had the CW123s in here, and they started spawning while I was live, and I have Costae tetras in there, and they literally just like follow them, and they're just picking them off one by one. It was very disappointing. I've had these Corys for I don't know, when did I get those, Johnny? Like a month and a half, 2 months ago? I don't remember. And they've never spawned. I moved them to this tank and they like instantly spawned, which is usually how it works. Whoops. Forgot to turn that off. Sorry. Do not disturb. Do not disturb. Cory needs to wear one of your caps on his live stream. I don't have extras. Like even if I don't think you ever would, but even if you wanted to, I don't have extras. 3 months ago at this point, yeah, maybe, yeah, roughly. But yeah, never got him spawn, and then I responded last week during my live, so I couldn't even do anything about it. Like I couldn't even try to save a couple of the eggs. You guys definitely have a lot of Corydoras that I want, though. When I was there in July filming all those Corydoras, I was like, lots of super rare Corydoras. Now I'm looking at him. I wish I would have got some of the 125 Aspidoras when I was there, the red ones. I'm kind of sad I didn't get any of those. But like, I want the CW 114, the CW 62. Oh, the Robustus are actually on sale. Still too expensive for me. Sad. Too many Corys, not enough money. The black Venezuelans would be a fun one to breed. I really want the Similis. Lots of cool ones. I really like the Melanotania too. Corydoras Melanotania. They're one of the cheaper ones, but I like them. I still can't get over how big the Robustus are. Now, I'm curious if they're bigger than Poultures, because Corydoras Poultures, when I kept those years and years ago, they were huge, absolutely huge. Oh, I also plan on giving some away, so I'm gonna steal that from Dan. When I start breeding these things in large numbers, I will be doing some giveaways on the stream, some fish giveaways. So that should be fun. What? Won't sell them? I'd wear your hat all the time. Every time I see, so Texas Fish Room made my hats, and every time I see them on the stream, I'm like, oh, can I get this hat in like red or blue? And then I get sidetracked with another comment, and I never watch for him to respond. So I never know what he says. Like, sure, just let me know. Or, no, F you, Bob. I'm not making anything for you anymore. Whatever his answer is, I'm always like, whew, long gone. Like off somewhere else in my mind. How are Panagara for stirring up substrate? Not great. Will they tear up newly planted carpet like Cory's would? A newly planted carpet. Yes and no. Panagaras definitely spend less time on the substrate than Cory's. Obviously, Cory's spend most of their time on the substrate, but adult Panagaras can definitely move some plants. I agree. It wouldn't stop me from getting them though. Like I've got my carpet. If you saw my video this weekend, I'm starting 20 long. Starting a carpet in there, and I've got gobies and aspidoras in there, and I know they're gonna dig them up. I've already had to replant many times, but eventually, the plants will always win out eventually. And yes, I agree. Corydoras Pantalensis and Corydora bosemani. Yep, both good-looking Corys. I made myself a custom order of orange Venezuelan Corydoras and pygmy Corydoras from her. I'll be getting them next month. Wait, from her? From who? Did I miss something? Who has those fish? People would buy your hats. They make good UNS in Texas. So that's where, yeah. The problem is is the hats are really expensive. Like, super expensive. Especially with my logo. Like, Texas Fish Room is the only person I've ever met that's been able to do my logo on a hat. The hats are, like, pretty, like, I mean, the hats are like $25, like, my price. So I would have to sell them for, like, $40. And no one's paying $40 for my hats. Let's be real. I have new growth sprouts in your plants from Fishtoberfest. Nice. I have a lot of new growth sprouts. I brought home a lot of plants. Go back up a bit in chat. Hey Bob, I spoke with the owner of Aquarium Pro in Centralia, Washington, a couple of weeks ago. That's Barbie, right? She's super cool and has a lot of awesome stock choices and a mandatory 2-week quarantine period. Isn't that Barbie's? The Pleco Queen, isn't that her store? Barbie Fiorentino or something like that. Sorry, I know you're not watching, so I don't have to apologize for butchering your last name. Yeah, if that's Barbie, she is super nice. I've met her a couple times. I've bought Plecos from her, and I think that's her store, but I could be wrong. Wait, Centralia. No, I'm thinking Spokane. Okay, I take that all back. Barbie store is in Spokane. Okay, so let me read this again. I spoke to the owner of the Aquarium Pro in Centralia, Washington a couple weeks ago. She's super cool, has a lot of awesome stock choices, and a mandatory 2-week quarantine period for fish. All right. The thing that kills me is that they're closed on Sundays. It's kind of weird. I use a gutter downspout splash guard for my Turtle Island. Fishing line tied to a piece of wood on top of the tank. There you go. Lisa's Tank says, excited to finally be able to wear my beanie. I just found mine, and I already don't know where it is. I paid over $40 for a hoodie of yours. I'd buy a hat. Yeah, but hoodies are different. Like, everybody knows a hoodie is going to be a minimum $40. Like, some of these people have their hoodies at like $60, $70. A hat should be like $20. Like, I don't pay more than $20 for a hat. I wouldn't expect someone else to either. Maybe 25 at most. But this is why I hardly ever have new hats, because I refuse to pay that much money for hats. I know it sucks, especially since my downtime is on the weekends. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I owned my own fish store, I would be closed on Sunday too. But, you know, I wouldn't open a fish store to make $1 billion. So, the Rebutii are basically large anus. That's kind of what I thought when I saw them. The dark area with the blue cast, the light area is orange-ish. I've got a breeding group of 5. I think about 12. But yeah, I feel like the darker area is larger. I don't know. Some of these Corydoras I look at, and they all look like these 3 species look identical. But hey, they're different. Yeah, it's tough to justify more than $25 for a hat, even if it's a local business or something. Yeah. And honestly, like, to bring the cost down, I'd have to buy like 100 of them. And when I sell like 1 t-shirt a year, like it's hard to justify spending that much money. I would never sell out of hats. Bob, you ever never had to buy Carhartt hats? No, I never would. Or outerwear. I buy a lot of outerwear. I just don't buy Carhartt or other name brands. Thought maybe I had my hat over there, but I don't. Everything Bob says about rainbow fish is true. They are perfect aquarium fish. They really are. Some people hate them because they don't like the shape of them, but not all rainbow fish have those, gigantic foreheads like I do. You can definitely find lots of rainbows that don't have that weird head shape that people for some reason don't like. IDing Corydoras is hard. The wild caught order was a nightmare with them looking alike and all the contaminants. Lucky Rob McClure was able to help. So I sent Rob McClure a friend's request, and I think he said no. But it's one of those things where it was like 2 in the morning, so I don't really remember if I sent it. But it's like I don't want to send it again in case I did send it. Like, he could hate me. A lot of people don't like me. And so if I send him a friend request and he was like, screw this a-hole, and then if I send it again, like, then he's going to hate me even more. But it's like, I'm pretty sure I sent him a friend's request, but I don't remember for sure. But he is definitely, like, I loved his talk at the co-op. I've watched his co-op talk like twice, maybe 3 times now. He's definitely the Cory guy. Your hoodies are awesome and cheap. Yeah, I lose money on the hoodies. Well, I did. I had to raise the price by $3 because I was losing $3. So I don't make any money on my merch at all. The prices there right now are my break-even prices because I don't have enough like volume to get the price down. Costco flannel game is on point this year. I'm telling you, man. I love my Costco flannels. I've got a whole stack of them actually right here. I'm going to Costco tomorrow, so I might have to get more. They are amazing, and they're only $20. See, you talk about your Carhartt, like a Carhartt flannel like this. Let's look. It's probably like $80 or something stupid. I don't even know. I'm gonna look right now. Where do you buy Carhartt from? And it's insulated too. Yeah. Carhartt flannel, $60, $68. Get out of here. $90 for this one. $95. And I don't even know if these are insulated. Freaking Costco, $20. Carhartt. Pfft. Carhartt is for people that... Never mind. Not even going to go there. Rob was fun. He was the one who sold us the C125 Golds. He is insanely passionate about Corydoras. Yeah, he seems like a really cool dude. Yeah, I would like to meet that dude one day. And maybe it's just one of those things like you have to meet him before they'll give you the time of day. I don't know. Like Gary Lang wouldn't even like acknowledge that I existed in this world until I met him in real life. And then he started answering like my messages. So maybe it's one of those things. I don't know. I was looking at Harley Davidson flannel, $125. Screw that. So the guy that designs the Harley Davidson apparel, like the logo and stuff, is the same guy who made my logo. There's a little fun factoid for you. I have one betta in a 30-gallon tank. He seems lonely. I don't know if he's lonely. Like that sounds that sounds perfect for me. I mean, that's basically how I live my life. Out in the woods by myself, and it ain't lonely. But I do have 3 dogs. So maybe get some Corydoras in there. Maybe put some shrimp in there. You know? He needs some pets. I will spend some coin for good hunting clothing. Yeah, I mean, there's certain things that you don't want to cheap out on. Like, if I'm going mountain climbing in like negative 30-degree weather, I'm probably not going to take my $10 Amazon hoodie, you know? Regina Flandy says, I'm wearing my Carhartt flannel right now. I've been wearing it every fall and winter for 6 years. Yeah, but 6 years ago, Carhartt was a lot cheaper. Now it's all like mainstream and it's everywhere. The clipping you wore around your neck. I know. You know, as I was setting the stream up, I was like, I should take that down because someone's going to think I'm neglecting it. And then I was like, I don't know, I got distracted about something else. I didn't take it down. It's still green. It's still green, though. So it'll probably end up in this tank right over here, so it'll be fine. Do I have any geckos at the moment? In the storm, I lost one of my my female mossy leaf-tailed gecko when we were out of power for 3.5 days, which is very sad to me, which is why I haven't told anyone. So I have one Europlatus sicerae, one lonely male, and I don't know what I'm going to do now. I don't know if I'm going to try to find another female or just keep him as a pet, because the plan was to breed him. But yeah, I lost a couple of reptiles when the power was out, unfortunately. I do not have any Barbatus currently, but they are on the list. I want the Brixky, I think it is. Barbatus Brixky. Curtis Schindler with the $1 super chat. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. I don't like this cord. You need some turquoise rainbows from Lang. Yeah, good luck. Hey, Bob, what would you add to a 10-gallon planted with Amazon shrimp and 5 lamp eyes? I would do dwarf Corys for sure, right? Like I'm on a Cory kick. Before, my answer would have been rainbows, but now my answer is always going to be Corydoras. Pygmaeus, Hastatus, Habrosis, Aspidoras, if you can find Aspidoras. And if you want to pay for them because they're expensive. UPS You're Living the Dream says, I swear I've been around. A Fots Tot. UPS You're Living the Dream. A Fots Tots. Says, I swear I've been around longer than 31 months. You have. You just haven't been a Fots Tots for 31 months. And Ginger Grumble coming in with the $10 super chat says, please hit the like. I agree. Hey, we have like 1,500 people here this week. That's great. Picked up 8 F1 Corydoras. Cudo maculatus. Man, I feel like I used to be so much better at these scientific names. I don't know. Hopefully I can breed them 1 year old. You're probably pretty close to sexual maturity. If they're not already there, you're just a couple months away. Curtis Schindler, yes, Scott's Tots. Scott's Tots. Fots Tots. Hoping to get 125 this Friday. Top 3 rainbow species for it. I'm thinking M. Van Herni, Alani Wapogai Red, and Diorta. I honestly, Johnny, am not a fan of Glossolepis dioritae. I feel like their window of being colored up is a lot less than others. Don't get me wrong, they're beautiful species, but there's like a good year or two when they're just absolutely stunning, and then they start to get old and lose their colors. Whereas like a Bosemani or a yellow, sure, they might get a little bit more bland, but they don't actually like lose color like the Dioritae. Maybe I just had a bad strain though, so. If it was me, I would definitely go with the Van Herni. What was the other ones I was looking at that I wanted from you guys? Let me look. Let's look. I think it was on sale, and I was like, whoa, I want some of those because they're on sale. No. Where'd they go? Or maybe they weren't on sale, but I still want them. I will say the Cali Mosey, like those are beautiful rainbows. But I think it was, okay, maybe they weren't on sale. I'm pretty sure it was the Aja Murensis, whatever that is. Oh, man. These scientific names. I'm telling you, when I discover my fish, it's going to be Bob. That's the scientific name. Bob. Bob. Melanotania Bob. Nice and easy. I don't know why they need to be so complicated. I think Avril Lavigne wrote a whole song about fish scientific names being complicated. Okay. This one right here. Wait. Oh, here. This guy right here. I think this is a really cool looking fish. I like the videos when you and Cory hang out and doing fish stuff. So do I. You got to tell him that. He's the one that's like booked up for like the next 4 months. 4 freaking months. We almost went camping the other day, but I had a doctor's appointment, so I couldn't go. Sounds like bop, 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 bop. Gibbity bop, 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 bop. I know all the words to that song. Yeah, yeah, bop. That's it, right? Okay, so it's either going to be like Melanotania bob or like Melanotania supercalifragilisticexpialidocious or just something ridiculously long. I don't know. One of those two. A 20-year-old Avril Lavigne reference. Woohoo! Yeah, I don't really know where that came from, but all right, I like it. YouTube, don't even show me your live. Doesn't surprise me. I'm in YouTube jail currently. I got out of YouTube jail this summer, but now I'm back in. That's all right. What? We had a Biscrown Calizurine? I don't even know what that is. We got tired of pronouncing the name, so we called it Bob. It's in literature now as Bob. That is awesome. Melanotania Steenfott, don't ask me why. I like that. It even rhymes. That's a good one. First 2 albums are highly underrated. I think she's super talented. But still, the best female singer to come out of Canada is definitely Shania Twain. How do you get into YouTube jail making fish videos? When you make really bad videos that only get like 10 views, then YouTube stops sending out notifications. And I've got like 3 of those in a row now, I think. But I don't care. I don't even care. I'm just going to keep putting out whatever videos I want. If YouTube likes them or not, I don't care. Jerry Joss Cory facility is bomb. You would enjoy the 200 plus Cory tanks. Amazing. I think there's somebody. There's actually a Bob somebody that breeds like is a big Corydora breeder. Corydoras breeder. And Ted Judy did a video of his fish room like 10 years ago or something ridiculous. I'm pretty sure his name was Bob. Bob, at Dance Fish, when the message comes up and says, let's fill up the box, is this with the same fish or can it be another type? That's a good question. Hopefully Johnny is still here to answer that. I would think you could do different fish, but I don't want to be wrong. Your videos are so bad that YouTube tells you. They do. They honestly do. They say, this is why you're getting less views. This right here. And I'm like, thanks for the pick-me-up, YouTube. But on the flip side, they also say, man, these videos are doing amazing. You're doing a really good job. So it goes both ways. Johnny says it can be any fish you want. There you go, any fish you want. Jerry Josts. I'm gonna look that up right now. Is there any like tours? Any tours on YouTube of his? Oh, you just put in his name and it automatically says Corydoras. Whew, even YouTube knows of this guy. Oh, LRB did one 3 years ago. All right. I'm going to tee this up and watch this one. Look at all these melani. Ooh. I ordered like 20 melani. So I'm going to have extras on my website here pretty soon. Johnny will put spiders in it if you don't fill it with fish. Like, it should be like a glitter bomb or something. Like, you idiot. You left room in the box. Here's your glitter bomb. We do have I don't remember seeing any spiders in the warehouse. But of course, they were probably all outside in the summer, right? Eric Boderog's fish room. Yeah, but I have seen his fish rooms, though. So, yeah, he's got some nice Corys, some nice plecos. I would love to see that in person one of these days. So, I don't know that I don't think I've ever been to PA. One of these days, I got to go. And look at Mr. Englehart. I did not order your rams, good sir. They didn't ship them because of the hurricane. So, sorry about that. Try to get some rams for Mr. Alexander Englehart. But yeah, 20 gifted subs. Look at all these. Lady Alex, Amanda, awesome. New Local Austin. Look at New Local Austin. What are you doing lurking in here, dude? Man, say hi at least. Jeez. This is the best part. Look at all these lurkers. Lisa's Tanks, welcome back. Nice. And don't forget, 3:30 every Monday, members only stream. 3:30 every Monday. Where we discuss literally anything and everything. Now he's going to have 100,000 rams. Yeah. Flip Aquatics is a good one on Juiced. It's like industrial. All good. I need the time to build the water drain system in my new house. Anyways, covered in PVC particles at the moment. Been there, done that. Hey Bob, have you ever kept Melanotania Cali Tiwa? No, I think they're my new favorite small rainbow. Yes, they're almost. Hey, Moonstone's here too. All right, lurkers. I love you, lurkers. The Cali Tiwas, when I saw them at Dan's, like I was blown away. They're absolutely beautiful, crazy. Why I don't have any? I don't really have tank space for rainbows right now. I've got one 125-gallon tank with like 40 rainbows in it, and the tank is just awful. Like I'm gonna break it down and either start over or replace it with two 40-gallon tanks. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, Cali Tawas are definitely on the list for sure. UPS Living the Dream says, I love my Cali Tawas. I bought them from Dan's Fish and they are super healthy. Yeah. What was the other one? There was two of them there that I was like, whoa. What was the other one? I don't think you guys have them anymore. Was it the... No, shoot. They were they were side by side, and like you guys had like 6 tanks of them. Oh my gosh. There's so many rainbows. Dang it. Yeah, I don't remember. Check my B-roll folder here. B-roll, Rainbowfish. Wasn't the Gary Lang guy, although those are really nice. Oh, the Marisai. The Marisai, those were the other ones. Amanda Baker says, set up my first canister filter today and pleasantly surprised it wasn't difficult or complicated. So they didn't make things so complicated. Let's, it was M at Marisai. Yep. How do I feel about aquariums, uniquariums? I don't have any idea what that is. Sorry, Dave. Never heard of a uniquarium. Is it like a eunuch? Uniquarium. Is that just a brand? Or is it a type of aquarium? I don't know. Big Shrimpin says, I also got the last pair of Candidae from Dan's when I ordered the Guitarists. I've wanted those fish for over a year. Oh, that was you? Awesome. I saw that. There is something like Google comes up with Uniquarium, but I don't know if it's a brand or aquariums for unicorns. That's an excellent guess. That's an excellent guess. Regina Flandy says, I did buy stir-by Corys from the West Spot. Thank goodness for QT tanks. Every single one had columnaris. Never again. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Whew. Man. That's so rare for Corydoras too. That's like, well, I was gonna say that's like as rare as Corydoras getting ick, but Corydoras don't get ick, so definitely not close to that. I do need a couple more stir-bys. I think I only have like 4 or 5. I like a little more. This is not very good. This whatever brand Stewart's, I'm not digging it. I mean, it's not terrible, but definitely had better. Chilothrina species Cali owlum are on my list. You know what's not on everyone's list that needs to be? Where are they at? Where are they at? Come on. Y'all have too many rainbows. It takes way too long to scroll through all these. The Skull Creek. Melanotania Sahuluensis Skull Creek. Okay, here is the problem with rainbows right here. Let me show you. Hopefully I don't hit any. I haven't hit any hotkeys this stream yet. Look at that. All right, let me show you this. This is the problem right here with rainbows. Firefox. Here we go. Look at this. And it's not Dan's fault by any means, but if someone who didn't know anything about rainbows saw this fish and was like $24, are you kidding me? Like, why is this fish $24? Doesn't make any sense. But if you actually see what an adult of this fish looks like, which I will show you right now. Right now, let me pull it up here. One of the coolest looking rainbows ever. Like, that is a beautiful rainbow fish. Oh my gosh. The blacks, the yellows. They don't get the weird foreheads that people don't like. But that is a far cry. Like, here's what you're ordering. Here's what it'll turn into. So this is why rainbows get a bad name. This fish is worth $25. Let me tell you. I have a group of these from Dan. Oh, they're so beautiful. I could stare at this fish all day. Not Shania Twain beautiful, but still beautiful. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Vern? Leslie Perry, $10 super chat. All right. Chance that canister filters leak. Percentage. Well, it depends on the brand, but all of them are pretty low. My husband won't let me have one because of a Christmas tree that ruined our wood flooring. He was forgiving, but not forgetting. So you could put it, what I would do if you're worried about canister filters, put it in a 5-gallon bucket. It's, oh, who was that? Oh my gosh. Just put the canister, put the canister filter in a 5-gallon bucket. And it'll leak into the bucket before it ever leaks on your floors. Does he ship them to Paris? I don't think anyone ships to Paris, my friend. These are the Skull Creek, the Sahuluensis Melanotania Skull Creek. That's a beautiful fish. Beautiful, beautiful fish. I still prefer the common dwarf neon rainbow fish. I mean, that's a beautiful fish too. Pseudomygale melis is the best rainbow fish. Well, I mean, honestly, they're all the best rainbow fish. Even just a regular old Australian rainbow is pretty awesome to me. Tapdown Fishing says, I'm enormously proud of what I did for that turtle. You just share pics. I don't know where, but I don't know. I think that was Paris, not Paris. Oh, whoops. Aquarium Cockpit, I apologize. Thanks, Ginger, for that catch. Does he ship them in pairs? Probably not. Probably not. That fish, judging by how it looks, probably not sexable. Maybe, but at one, it says their estimated size at shipping is 1 to 1.5. So probably not. But I mean, you want a school of them anyways. They're schooling fish. You don't want just one pair. Especially if you're trying to spawn rainbows with one pair, it is insanely hard. Really hard to spawn one pair. I mean, doable, but spawning one pair versus having like 7 females and 3 males, big difference. Are there any bottom dwellers from Australia? Tons of gobies. Tons of gobies. Canister filters rely on being kept below water level of the tank too. A bucket is a better option than attempting to relocate your canister so it won't siphon if the tank did leak. You'll burn out your pump. Yep. Yeah, you definitely have to be below. So they're... what? Oh. Anyways. Yeah, you definitely want them below your tank. There are like gravity-fed canister filters, but they're pretty rare. And those ones, they have to be above your tank. Obviously, they're gravity fed or whatever, versus pressurized. Liquid Rock says, if you get a Fluval FX 4 or 6, it has a superior attachment system that won't warp the top of the canister. I don't know. Like, for me, it's hard to justify an FX6. I know people love them, but when I can spend $5 on a $5 on a 5-gallon bucket and make my own FX6 for like $50, like, I'm just gonna go that route. Fish keeping is simple until it isn't. That is very accurate. Sorry, that was me. I had some seriously hot wings tonight. Oh, man. That one was bad. Lurking the rest of the stream, Bob Mods, Dream Team, and Chatty Cathy's. What about the lurkers? Another option is putting a water heater drain pan underneath your aquarium stand itself, but that's ugly. Yeah, there are those like mats that you can, those plastic mats that you can get. But either way, the idea is to catch it, like to give yourself enough buffer to catch it before it causes damage. Living room 125, 6 feet off the floor, and canister sits next to it. So yeah, that's not going to be bad. It's when it's above it. Next to it, not a whole lot different than being under it. Canoplex is totally better than Maricin. Columnar is gram-negative. Maricin is effective against gram-positive bacteria like denitrifying bacteria. Also, nitrofurazone dips. I feel like the Fluval canister is easier to open and access to clean than the internal filter on my BioCube. That's my least favorite filter to clean. I just don't enjoy canister filters. That's no secret. I'm always going to be biased. But, I mean, honestly, if I only had, like, a couple tanks, I probably wouldn't have an issue with canister filters. But there's no way, like, I could put a canister filter on every tank and, like, the maintenance would drive me crazy. I couldn't do it. They sell those little alarms for putting in water heater pans that detect water and have 8-year battery life. Oh, that's pretty neat. For like $10. Yeah, I did run an FX6 for like a year and did a pretty good job. I'm not gonna lie, but my sump did a better job, and it takes like 5 seconds to clean a sump. My canister filter I bought off eBay. I didn't trust it, so I did put that in a 5-gallon tank and ran that for 3 years, and actually like 4 years. It never leaked or anything, but I still kept it in that 5-gallon bucket. You never know. I'm gonna keep those minutes. How about Marison 2? I think Marison 2 is gonna kill all your fish. Marison 2 is garbage. I haven't ever bought an expensive Fluval or Eheim filter since I could make my first canister filter by PVC. Yeah, and I get it. Not everyone is a DIYer. So I don't try to knock people to buy like FX6s and stuff, but we all have our own personal preference. That's the nice thing about this hobby. There's multiple ways to be successful, multiple different types of filters. They all work. Just whatever works best for you. That's all it comes down to. If you're planning on ordering fish with UPS handling the delivery, get that order in soon. They're already missing commitment times. When have they ever hit commitment times for me? Like, never. My last guaranteed by 10 delivery came at like 7 o'clock at night, and that was, I think, like 3 months ago. Just remove carbon from my hang-on back filters. What are the drawbacks, if any? Honestly, there's so little carbon in those pre-made little filters that you're not even gonna notice a thing. Like it's just crumbs in those things. Once I got plants working for me with sponge filter, I don't really use canister filters anymore except for specific situations. I curse Fluval every time I have to service the 406. They're probably going to croak anyway. Start with healthy stock fish from Dance Fish or LFS. I don't know. Corydoras are pretty dang hardy. I feel like if any fish can pull through, it's probably Corydoras. Marison 2 is awful. Every time I've used a Marison 2, my fish have died like 10 minutes later. I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. Like, it's ridiculous how bad that stuff is. And that's following the directions to a T. And I'm not the only one that's had this experience. I would be very careful using that stuff. I put up a disclaimer on my Etsy page about USPS delivery times last year and never took it down. I will get, yeah. I will get a few negative feedbacks in the next month because of them, I'm sure. I mean, people got to be aware. Like, it's that time of year. I'm gonna open up shipping for like 5 days early next month, and that's it. That's it for the rest of the year for me. Hey, calm down. You better not be growling at me, buddy. Sanjinder says, I like my Marineland canister filters. UPS just had a whole lot of Cadillac converters stolen in my area. Not USPS, but still, that's going to delay shipping. Those Cadillac converter people. Like, why don't they just make it illegal to sell or buy or whatever? There's got to be something. It's getting out of hand. UPS for Living the Dream says, we are losing people left and right because no one wants to work. I deliver for UPS, clearly. And it's going to be a difficult peak season this year. Our PBD private delivery drivers are quitting nonstop because it's insane. Insane. Yeah. Because I put my Rainbowfish in my 75-gallon living room display tank, it's your fault that my family actually seems to like my fish tanks now. Well, I'll take the blame for that. UPS follows up saying, so we delivery drivers are having to try and pick up their slack after we're already overloaded. You just made that noise and my dogs went crazy. Trying to have all of our content completed by 12/5. Want to be done for the year? Well, then at 12/5, I'm going to dump a bunch of footage on you and be like, can you edit this? And have it done by the end of the year? I'm probably going to go to LFS for anything live for the rest of the year unless Dance Fish brings in a must-have fish. Most of these LFSs are getting the fish from the same place. Now, if they quarantine, great, but most are not quarantining. And it's a good chance that your LFS is buying fish from the wet spot. It's a very good chance. So there's no guarantee that you're going to get any better or different unless they're like quarantining and being responsible. But there's a good chance your LFS orders from the wet spot. They have a wholesale business. The dark discus didn't make it, sadly, but the remaining 8 are thriving, growing fast, and they are my favorite fish. Favorite fish. One day, I think I'll have discus. I used to say I'll never have discus, but them wild discus are really growing on me. I might have to do it one of these days. Maybe. Maybe one of these days. All right. So, on that note, I think we'll just keep talking. All right. Got mine off Amazon and use softener salt or marine salt, not Epsom salt. Carlos says, Corydoras are tough. They survived when my tap water came with my chloramine by the first time. Wait, came with chloramine. Guppies died, but they stayed. You guys want to hear a crazy story? And this is kind of embarrassing. I've gone back and forth on if I've wanted to tell this story or not. But we all make mistakes, right? So I think it's maybe I should say we all make mistakes, especially I feel like us YouTubers probably make more mistakes than the common fish keeper. Let's be real. So I'm working in my fish room. I'm redoing stuff. I'm taking down racks. I'm building new racks. I've had this black 5-gallon bucket in the corner of my room for I don't know how long. It has like a couple inches of water in it. It's just been sitting there. I used to use it for manual water changes. And so I'm moving stuff around. I picked it up and I moved it and I looked down and I saw these little like orange needles. And I'm like, what the heck is that? And then it moved and I'm like, wait. And there was 4 of them and they're like moving around. I'm like, what in the world is that? I thought maybe they were baby shrimp and I'm like, no, that can't be possible. So I took the bucket outside, drained it into a net, and 2 stir-by Corys came out. I don't know how long that bucket has been there, but I've never thrown food in it, ever. I've thrown like clippings in it, algae I've thrown in it. It had to have been there for months. I have no idea how they survived. But I was just like blown away that they were alive in that 5-gallon bucket. So yeah, to your comment that Corydoras are pretty strong, pretty durable, I would say so, because that blew my mind. Bunny Viper Aquatics says, I don't know if YouTubers actually make more mistakes or if it's just that they're so publicly witnessed. I'm sure that plays a lot into it too. But I can speak from experience when you're like setting up cameras and filming, you forget about stuff, you get distracted, and you definitely make mistakes. What's currently my favorite aquarium? So I have a 125 125 gallon. I call it a Paludarium. It's just a regular 125 that's filled about halfway. And it's full of all nano fish and then house plants like pothos, some philodendrons, all growing out the top of it. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's on the ground. And the reason I set up as a Paludarium, in my old fish room, I had it actually as an aquarium. And I didn't really enjoy it being on the ground. Like, I have to sit on the floor. And I was like, well, maybe if I make it a Paludarium and have these plants growing out of it. But still, I still don't enjoy it. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Isn't a rat in a cage Rage Against the Machine? I have no idea. My Singapura? 6 pounds? What? I don't know what that is. I just looked at where the wet spot is located and I think DC area buys fish from Florida fish farms. I mean, they can. I mean, they ship all over the country. All the wholesalers do. I buy fish from Florida all the time. The shipping sucks. I tried to get some wholesale accounts from some wholesalers in California, and they won't even respond to me, which is fine. Like, I'm a nobody. But yeah, the shipping is brutal. Like, I have to order a lot of fish to make the shipping price worth it. ABC Aquatic Biotope Creation says my favorite is probably my 73-gallon stream tank that I built. I mean, that sounds pretty cool. Paul says, back in the day, UPS used to stop guaranteeing Christmas delivery from West Coast to East Coast and vice versa the week before. No more. Setting themselves up to fail. Yeah. You know, it's the post office got rid of that. Like right when COVID started, because their Priority Express used to be guaranteed, and now it's not. Guaranteed overnight. And then possibly like 2 days, but they would still guarantee it. Now they don't. Now they're like, it's going to get there when it gets there. Don't even try calling us. Wang says, I live less than an hour from most Florida fish farms, but I like to order from Aquahuna because I have water softener on my house. There you go. Singapura, the smallest pure breed cat. Mine is 18 years old. Okay, now I gotta Google this. Let's take a look. If I Google that, it thinks I'm talking about Singapore. I guess I gotta put cat at the end of it. All right. Really doesn't look small. Oh, I guess, wait, some of these pictures look kind of small. This looks like an expensive cat. USPS, be happy if it arrives at all. I'm lucky. Like, before I moved, I had the greatest mail lady ever. Like, she was so always worried every time. Because I was ordering fish every week. And they were coming from a breeder down in California. And we did priority. And, man, she was always like, oh, my gosh, are they okay? Are they alive? Oh, no. Like, so she was great. And then my current mailman is also really good. So I'm pretty lucky. I realize there's lots of stops in between, but I don't have like old crotchety mailman to throwing packages at me, which is nice. EB something Barnum, EB Barnum. Deadwood, little Deadwood reference for you. I'm new to the hobby and have a 36-gallon bow front with a 55 tidal hang on back with 4 platies and 2 blue rams and a co-op heater. Oh, that's my favorite heater. Oh, I love it. Set to 85. Looking to see what other fish I can add. Whoa, why 85? Blue rams? Sure. Stir-by Corydoras are one of the few Corydoras that can go that high. You could do cardinal tetras, rummy nose tetras. I paid $800 for him 18 years ago, so now it's probably like $80,000. Whew. Oh man. But there's a few options for you. If you want a schooling fish, which would look kind of cool, I would go with cardinal tetras. They love that warmth, the 80s. Pumping out platy babies every other week at that temperature. I know. His name is... Oh, I thought they said Asian. His name is Asian. Funny because he looks nothing like a lion. I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Man. I cleaned my eyes out. Used to get shipments from California every week. The nights were cold, the days were hot, and the fish were reasonably priced. Matt Aquatics says, what's up, all good news and bad news? Ecuador won the starting game of the World Cup. Bad news, I've got a bad cold. Who did they play? Did the U.S. win today? Probably not. Can't imagine they're any good. U.S. World Cup. Oh, they tied. All right. So they lost. Call me old-fashioned, but I don't like any sports that can end in a tie. That just seems stupid to me. Did you hear Alex Secret History tell his story about jumping in the back of a mail van for his fish? I haven't heard that one yet, but I don't see that guy jumping for anything. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Alex, but that he does not move fast. So the thought of him jumping just doesn't compute. Like, oh man, that's funny. About every other time I go to a post office, there are baby chickens there. I had no idea that they ship chicks, basically like fish. It's very common in rural areas. I had no idea. Yeah, oh yeah. Quail, chickens, I mean game birds in general. Yeah, it's stupid expensive to ship birds. I don't know why, but it is. I've never done it, so I'm watching one of your videos with the lady with all the plants. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. She said she had snake ferns can grow in the aquarium submerged. Did I hear that correctly? Probably partially. Definitely not like completely submerged. But we should probably get her back on the stream here pretty soon. How long has it been? I feel like it's been forever. Let's just take a look. Go to my live streams here. When was the last time? It's been 4 months. Holy smokes. I'd say we were going to try to do it once a month, but here we are 4 months later. We've both been pretty insanely busy, especially with all the storms. Four months though, wow. Alex would surprise you. The guy is silent and tense. Yeah, hopefully you go fish collecting with him one of these days, but we'll see. Only the women's soccer team wins. I mean, U.S. has done decent, but yeah. Tie means you gave up. That's dumb. Yeah, the ties, like, they don't make sense. Like, I realize it's on a point system and everybody else loves it, but I don't. And neither do you, Zenny. How do I breed my rosy barbs? They look gorgeous. Lots and lots of foods. Lots of food. Lots of food. Danny Does Life. She has a YouTube channel? No, she doesn't. She doesn't have a YouTube channel. Her last upload was 2 years ago. Oh, man. I've tried. People always get angry. What's her YouTube channel? Why doesn't she have her own channel? Like, first of all, what's the problem with her being on my channel, for one? Second of all, I've tried. Trust me, I have tried to get her to start a channel. So don't come breaking my balls every time she's on my channel. Lightning hit them in the butt. Lightning hit him in the butt. Poor Alex. I bet he jumped then. Okay, thanks. I'm gonna try with bloodworms and maybe tube effects. Yeah, live or frozen foods. Judge competitions too. Winner based on opinions. Wait, what? Oh, judged competitions too. Winner. Yeah, I see that. That's why I'm not a fan of like I'll never do any of these like fish or shrimp contests because. I was at the aquatic experience one time, and one of the judges was like, I mean, I'm looking at this beautiful fish, and he's like, "Ugh, that's an ugly fish." And I'm just like, just because you don't like it, like just because it's a fish you would never keep, like you can't judge it just because you don't personally like. Like if I'm judging a contest on Oscars, like I'm gonna be impartial. Just because I would never keep them doesn't mean I'm gonna be like, these are all trash, all of them lose. Like. I want to try to pick one, but even then, it's still going to be what I think is it's still opinion based, but whatever. Danny's playlists are all from his channel. All right, see, she knows what she's doing. Ecuador beat Qatar. Qatar owns the stadium. First time in history that the hosting team lost in their home. I mean, let's be real. It's Qatar. Like, did we expect them to win? I mean, the only reason it's there is because of all the bribes in the first place. So, are freeze-dried foods unhealthy for fish? I don't think so. Like, I would feed them as a treat. It's not something I would feed every day. You could run into like some deficiencies, even protein poisoning, in like a super extreme case, but definitely not a food that I would feed like every single. It's basically like eating McDonald's. It's good, but you don't want to eat it every day. Actually, I don't even think it's good, but a lot of people do. Would I judge? I think. Would I judge glowfish impartially? I think I would. I think glowfish would be easy. Like, which one is the brightest? You win. Which one is glowing the most? Which one is injected with some nuclear fission? I don't know, but that's the one that's gonna win. I'll have to rewatch it because I could have sworn I'd seen one submerged in one of the tanks and had new growth starting. It was our top 5 houseplants and 4 aquarium. I love snake ferns. Are you talking about snake plant? If you're talking about snake plants, then yes. It's not gonna grow fully submerged, but partially. I've never heard a snake plant called a snake fern before, so that threw me off. Danny has the most relaxing looking fish room. Yeah, it just needs a little bit. It needs to be a little bit bigger so we can have some like bark loungers in there. Something. I want a rotating. I want one of those spinning beds right in the middle so I can just lay down and slowly look at every single tank as I spin around. Are those things? Are those still a thing? Can you buy like spinning beds? They aren't I'm not saying, I know they're not injected. I'm just saying for a competition, you never know. They might be juicing, right? We got to test them for steroids. They might be juicing. You never know. You got to do what it takes to win these competitions. We need urine testing on all glowfish competitions. Thanks for talking about feeding. I'm going to go feed my fishes. See you later. And remember, kids, UPS sucks. I wouldn't go that far. I mean, I don't think any of them are better than the others. Money makes all possible, Bob. For some people, sure. This past summer, I fed freeze-dried krill to my koi. once in a while. Whew. They grew incredibly fast, maybe just the warm water. They doubled in size in 4 months. It's probably a combination of the protein and warm water. And I don't know why I butchered that sentence, but I did. They are, but it's a spot for quarters to make the... I'm not talking about vibrating beds, which just sounds awful. I'm talking about the spinning. Spinning. Matt Gray says, clocking out. Thanks for the stream. Man, everyone's leaving. We talk about rotating beds and everyone leaves. Jeez. Bobsy, I love spreading misinformation about glowfish. I think Ike and Tina Turner have a spinning bed for sale. Whoa. What is the large black metal frame behind you? This is my computer. It's my future live stream computer. I'm gonna have a dedicated PC just for live streaming, and then a PC for everything else. That way, all the stupid stuff I download and bog up my computer with won't affect the live stream at all. Large metal frame. Yeah, it's a mess right now. It's an absolute... Look at this cable management. What a mess. Look at all that. What a mess. All this is just for the cool LED lights, too. Jeez. Needs a good blown out. Look at this solid state drive just sitting here. Oh, you can't even see it. Yeah. Yep. Wait, they still aren't everywhere. I think they are genetically modified albino Corys. Wait, what? What? I've always heard them called snake ferns. They're just a single shoots of kind of look like spikes. Yeah, those are just, at least where I come from, those are snake plants, not ferns. Yeah. It's weird to me that they would be called a fern. They don't look anything like a fern. What kind of fern do they look like? I can't think of any. Do barcheek gobies eat algae? Negative. Do they get uncomfortable if you only have one? So you're not going to find a lot of information out there on the barcheek gobies. I will tell you that the 3 I have, they hang out by themselves in the same tank, but there's no aggression like when they find each other. So you could probably do just one, but I don't know. I don't like keeping fish like that. So it just doesn't, to me, it doesn't seem like a good idea, but I bet you could. Have I ever kept Exodon tetras? I have not. I have not. They're not illegal to breed. They are illegal to sell. Ronaldo and Messi's last World Cup. It's their final World Cup for the iconic players. I used to be I almost got into soccer like 10 years ago, but now I'm just like, sports. Waste of time. Who's got like 3 to 5 hours just to sit there and watch one game? And this is the only reason I actually got into soccer, because I was like, oh man, there's no commercials. Like 45 minutes of just sports and no commercials, and then halftime, and then another 45 minutes with no commercials. It was awesome. Unlike football, where it's like a commercial after every stinking play. Well, earthquake insurance covered damage to a fish room, so you have to be very careful with the terminology. But it really comes down to who's carrying your insurance. Like I went over this with State Farm. I was like, you need to show it to me in writing. Like I need all this stuff covered, and I need it in writing. And they had to go to whatever corporate office, whatever, and talk to whoever, and took like a week to get it squared away. So if your agent just says yes, I wouldn't believe him. I would say get it in writing. Get it in writing. And it also doesn't hurt to take pictures and send it into your insurance company, so they have a record of it as well. Have you seen baseball? They even get the crowd to do a stretch. Yep. You've been sitting here for so long. You got to stand up. Avoid those blood clots. Oh, man. Like, if I'm going to spend 5 hours, I don't know. Whatever. It just seems like a big waste of time. Like, I love playing sports. I would much rather go shoot hoops for 3 hours than spend 3 hours watching a game. No commercials and men in shorts. Soccer is awesome. Laura, I will say no commercials and women in shorts. Soccer is awesome. That's why it says, good night all. Hopefully I can get some sleep tonight. I only got about 1 to 2 hours of sleep last night. I hope so too, my friend. Always get it in writing. No matter what. I don't care if it's insurance, if it's at your job. Always get it in writing. Record everything. Like, I'm not talking about like audio recording, whether it's just write stuff down, time and dates. I'm telling you, it makes a big difference if you ever need that. I get oddly sucked into curling during the Olympics. I'm not sure what that's about. Well, it's one of those things where it's like, it's just so weird and you don't really know what's going on, but you kind of know what's going on. So you're just like, you're in this weird, like, confused, but I get it. And then the next thing you know, you just spent like an hour watching curling and you're like, what am I doing with my life? That's how it works. When sports get into politics, it finished it off for me. Yeah, and it did for a lot of people too. Any suggestions on a good air pump? Sorry for the rookie questions. Hey man, we're here for the new people. Every single one of us is happy to answer questions for the rookies. It depends on what is it for though. That's the qualifying part of the question. So I can recommend air pumps, but is it for a fish room? Is it for a 10-gallon tank? Is it for 3 tanks? Is it for sponge filters? Is it for hang-on breeder boxes? Curling is awesome. It looks so easy and just isn't. My work Christmas party is going curling. We're going curling this year, boys and girls. We're going curling. There is a good post on Hobby Drama about U.S. curling community and the various clubs. Huh. I feel like that's like a north central, maybe northeast type of thing, because it just doesn't get cold enough to do curling here. Did you really think I would put my primary listening device in a wooden mallard? I'm not insane. 36-gallon tank, and just for a sponge filter? I'm sitting here watching 2 Panagara wrestle. Would they fight among themselves, or could they be spawning behavior? Most likely spawning. I mean, they will. The males will spar for sure, but it's not like they're never going to cause damage. Like, they're not going to like bite off fins or take chunks out of each other. So it could be spawning. It could just be males like, I'm the boss. No, I'm the boss. It's for a 36-gallon tank, a co-op sponge filter. Honestly, you could probably get away with the USB Nano, but if the 36 bow fronts are a little bit deeper, you may want to go with like a Tetra. I love the Tetra air pumps myself. And you want to get like the Tetra 40, I think is like the best valued one. I still have like a whole box of them from when they were like $3. Tetra Whisper, is it the 40?
And now,
yeah.
on with the
Tetra
show.
Whisper 40, it's $7 on Amazon right now. $7 freaking. It's 58% off. Not the $3.68 cheap from when I bought them, but that's still pretty good. Oh, there goes the hotkey. Oh, did I do it again? Wait, does this say anything? No. Hotkey. Well, hey, at least it took an hour and 43 minutes to get the hotkey. As long as I don't play the one I played in the member stream, we'll be all right, because that one gets me copyright strike. And I already got a copyright strike for the member stream. Uh, 5:24 p.m. A copyright claim was created for the content members pre-stream 11/21/22. See, already they're quick on it now. Miss the caveman. Miss the caveman. Do I have the? I don't even know if I have the caveman anymore. Let's see. That would be in my drive, my Google Drive. Do I still have the caveman? Dun 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 dun. Do 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 do. Oh, I do still have the caveman. All right. Well, I still have it. I still have a lot of my old intros here. They changed the rules, though. Now I get copyright strike on these intros, whereas before, you could do up to 15 seconds without a copyright strike. Greedy bastards. I have a moving bed reactor in my 10-gallon sump, but I can't seem to get enough movement with my air pump and have to use a wave maker or air pump. Is the Tetra Whisper 40 still the best recommendation? I don't know for the moving bed. I mean, for $7, try it. What you could do is, so I believe what you could do is look up the wattage. That's what you want to do. So look up the wattage on the Tetra Whisper 40, which I think is like 10 watts. I could be wrong. Let me see if it says. Or like 7.5 watts, maybe. Is it going to tell me? Is it going to tell me? Ugh, open the user manual and it's like font 0.5. Okay. Watts. Nope. Nope. I want to say it's like 7.5 watts ish, but I could be wrong. So if whatever pump you're using now is like 4 watts, then yeah, you're gonna have more power. So maybe it'll work. But if you have a pump that's like 12 watts, going to 7.5 watts is not gonna be beneficial to you. What are the little tiny filter circles called that go on the bottom of air pumps to keep? I keep searching and just get air pumps and sponge filters. This filter circles. I mean, you could just, it's just an air filter. That's it. You could like put polyfill in there if you wanted to. I'm using the Haiger dual output variable air pump and 36-gallon bow front and 20-gallon long. Jerry, what's going on? Good to see you. I have, yeah, you know what? I'm not even going to say it. Not even going to say it. Time to clear out that hotkey. Yeah. The problem is I don't know what they are. Like, I type too fast. And when I'm typing, I'm not looking at my streaming software, so I don't notice when I click the hotkey. So after the stream, I'm just going to have to go through and, like, rub my face over the entire keyboard and see what's the hotkey is. Amanda Baker, those are air filters. There might be tutorials for cutting your own, but it's just to prevent moisture, dust, or oil from getting into the intake. Yeah, like, you can literally just use polyfill. Oh my gosh, I just heard someone fart again. Don't say it, Bob. I know it was going to be something negative, and I just thought, you know what? There's no point. Oh, it's only 2.9 watts? Wow, that's way lower than I thought. Oh, boy. Boy, boy, boy. All right. I must say, stream sure sounds a lot better now. I like it. Don't blame it on the dog. Oh, if I could take credit for it, I would. Trust me, I would. Thanks, I'll stick filter floss in there. Yeah. Always keep a bag of that stuff around. It's like $7 at most at Walmart for like a huge bag, and it always comes in useful at some point. What's some fun stocking ideas for a tank for my daycare lobby? I need it to be low maintenance and something that the kids would like. 29 gallon or so. Was thinking about cribs. Would kids scare them? Yeah. Also cribs, you gotta be like, wait. Stocking ideas for tank. Are you gonna put fish in your stocking? Amy? I'm confused. Well, cribs are gonna spawn like crazy, so I don't know if you want to do that. Are we putting fish in our stockings now? Is that what we're doing? My dog's not getting embarrassed, but you just look at me. Oh, they're not embarrassed. Man, it's bad. Bad, 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 bad. Oh, stocking. See, my mind went to Christmas. Like, I'm all about Christmas right now. I know it's not even Thanksgiving yet, but... All right, what are some fun stocking ideas for tank for my daycare lobby? I would do guppies or endlers and shrimp because both will breed and kids love babies. If they see some babies in there swimming around, some shrimplets in there, you know, doing their thing, I think they're going to be a lot of fun, or they're going to enjoy it. Is Barkeeper's Friend worth trying to remove the line of buildup from leaving a tank half full? I've tried a razor and lime. If a razor doesn't do it, I don't think a Barkeeper's Friend is going to do it. I haven't used it in a long time, but I thought it was pretty mild. Maybe I'm wrong. What is the dwarf cichlid used for this live stream thumbnail? It's an Apistogramma D24. D24. Yeah, I totally need new stockings. I like stockings. I mean, I don't wear them myself, but I do, you know, I enjoy looking at them. A crap ton of mutt guppies is always a cool tank. That's true. The last preschool had an indoor koi pond in the middle of the school. That seems kind of dangerous. We don't get Michael Scott walking around in there. Liquid Rock says use white vinegar on a paper towel covered with plastic wrap. What do you cover with plastic wrap? I'm so confused about everything right now. I'm getting like every comment wrong. Amanda Baker says my kids really like bamboo shrimp too. They're super fun to wash. Yeah, any of the wood shrimp would be cool too. Ooh. Ooh. Who puts a koi pond in the middle of a lobby? Don't worry, the koi pond was fenced in. Oh, man. Let it sit there and dissolve the calcium. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Put it on either, like, fill the entire tank up with distilled white vinegar, or soak a towel in it and just let it sit there. Just set this soaked towel and let it sit there for a while. Bob, my husband got all excited about the Corydoras on your member stream thumbnail until I told him only Photoshop breeds Corydoras like that. That's actually not Photoshopped. Everything behind the Corydora is Photoshopped, but the actual Corydora is not Photoshopped. So there you go. Little fun factoid for you. So it is a Corydora sitting on a coconut husk. Oh, never mind. I did add the green. I apologize. The green around his gills. I did add that part. All right. All right. You right. I had to check it. You right. I forgot about photoshopping that part. All right. Nothing that a little spray paint won't fix, though. Thanks, guys. I'll pass on the flesh-eating fish. Yeah, can you imagine a little, like, 5-year-old? Let me pet the fish. Chomp. There goes some of your fingers. See you later. It's aquamarine, Bob. What kind of Corydora is that? Aquamarine. You don't hear that word very often, especially in terms of color. Like, sure, it's a precious gem, but... Would you like a chocolate-covered pretzel? Ever kept metallic live bear? No, but I have seen them. I have one about to drop, but fry won't survive in the tank they're in. What if I threw in a heavily planted 5-gallon? I think she'd eat them since it's so small. I mean, I've never kept them, so I don't know if they eat their own fry. But if you're trying to community spawn them like that, you definitely need either lots of plants, lots of spawning mops, lots of hides. Losing a finger will teach them not to stick their hands in the aquarium. I don't know, like, I feel like I touched the stove once, but I still get burned all the time. Like, you know. Whatever. Oh, man. I really want one of those 55-gallon lowboy tanks for a mini pond setup. Yeah, I wonder how much they are right now. I bought mine for $109, but that was before. So I don't know what they are now. Maybe like 180, 200. I have no idea. There, you know, there's a really cool like 60-gallon lowboy and a 80-gallon. I really like the 80-gallon lowboy because it's taller. We have just a bit of Easter grass in with some of our smaller rare libears, and the fry survive at really high rates. They tell me every time I get enchiladas, hot plate, I still touch it. Still touch it. You gotta like spin it around so it's like in the order that you want it, so the food is right where it needs to be. Because they never set it down perfectly, so you gotta touch it. You gotta spin it around. Every time I burn my hand reaching to the oven, I overreact and pull my hand back and up into the top burner, burning myself worse. I've never learned. There's a goonch catfish. I have no idea what that is. And an Arapima on sale. San Francisco Craigslist. Yeah, that could just be... You can't really trust Craigslist that much. Have I ever cut a really big tank in half and turned it into a low boy tank? No, but I've been thinking about doing that with my 55s and turning them into a 40 long. Because 40 longs are so hard to find. But they're a really fun size. Who are my 3 favorite electric guitar masters? Whew. Prince is number 1. Will always be number 1. Um, I don't know. I don't know that I could pick. I can tell you that I do not like Jimi Hendrix though, which angers a lot of people. A lot of people don't like it when I say that. He's not even in like my top 10. How big do bar cheek gobies get? About 3 inches. I don't see, like, none of them really. There's so many good guitarists. Maybe Clapton. I don't know. I don't know who would round out my top 3. Is a 40 long anything like a 33 long? I've never heard of those. It's right in between a 33 and a 55. So it's taller than a 33, but shorter than a 55. And they're really, really rare. Hard to come by. Gary Lang's fish room is full of 40 longs. That's what he keeps his rainbows in. David Gilmour, I don't know, a top 3. I don't know. Everyone thinks I'm crazy for having Prince at number 1, but whatever. I'm probably not the person to ask about that. Oh man, I can't tell you. What? Not Jimi Hendrix and Prince is your number 1? Yeah, Slash pretty good too. So I don't know if you're agreeing with me on Prince's number 1, if you're like, or if you're like confused. Saying David Gilmour angers people as well. I like him a lot, and a lot of people think he plays very simple chords, riffs, or whatever you call them. Chords make up a riff, essentially. I mean, he's obviously insanely talented. Insanely talented. Like when I say Eric Clapton, I feel like I feel like I'm obligated to say Eric Clapton. So, do I really think he's top 3? I don't know. I just feel like like I'm obligated to say it. Agreeing, good. Amissa, good. If I'm pronouncing your name right, you're like the first person that's ever agreed with me. Do I have any tanks with sump filtration? Not currently, and I probably won't until I set up my 300-gallon acrylic tank, which I don't even know when that's going to happen now, or where I would put it at this point. Ham Aquatics says, I bought 3 Pseudotropheus celosii coral red about 2 months ago, and I'm happy to say they are now 15 fry swimming around. I guess I put in enough rock piles for them to survive. That's the ticket. I'm right there with you, Bob. I loved his renditions of the Star Spangled Banner, though. It gives me chills every time I hear it. That's how most people are with Hendrix, too. It's almost an obligation. Yeah, I don't... yeah. I mean, I like... I'm not saying... I don't know. I don't know. Deep Purple, yeah, sure. I can't not say Clapton after I blast Layla. How many tanks do you have total, and how many are running at the moment? Oh, like total, like probably 100. How many running at the moment? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. I mean, one of the best guitar solos I've ever seen is from some nobody in South America, though. And it's like freaking insane how good this guy is. And he's just some random dude in South America who's, like, in my opinion, far better than Hendrix, better than Clapton. It's crazy. So who really knows? I mean, I don't know that it's a matter of like best, but top 3. I should be able to have my top 3 favorites. Like, that's personal preference, but I don't know. It's like, and I don't know. I feel like it's like asking me what are my top favorite rainbows. Like, it changes. Like, next year it could be something different. It just depends on what I'm into at that time. Like, what style of music I'm listening to. Carlos Santana. Tommy Emmanuel is the best. Could be. Maybe I'm the best. You don't know. I know I'm not, but maybe I am. I'll be like, who are your top 3 least favorite guitarists? I would be on that list for sure. Geddy Lee for bass, okay. All right, folks. I think that's gonna do it. We've come to an end of hour number 2. Randy Rhoads, like the wrestler. Oh man. Thanks everyone for coming and hanging out. I appreciate it. Hopefully this new mic sounds better than the last 6 years of terrible audio. We'll see. I'll have to listen to it a little bit later. It does not matter who your favorite is as long as you enjoy them. That's true, but I also get why people ask that question. Like, I ask it too. Like, it helps, like, maybe introduce you to new people, maybe see some different perspectives. But yeah. Top 5, Bob Barker, Bob Dole. Top 3, Corydoras. Man. That's right, folks. Thanks again for hanging out. We will be here again. Thanksgiving. I'm not doing anything for Thanksgiving. Is the co-op doing a Thanksgiving stream? Let me check that real quick. Do they have anything on their YouTube channel? Doing one of them crazy 8-hour Thanksgiving streams? I don't see anything scheduled till next Sunday, so I guess not. Maybe hop on Thanksgiving for a little bit. Maybe. That might be doable. But all right, folks. And always, remember, Mike is great. Awesome. Keep your sleeves dry and your dreams wet. And I'll see you all next week.